Hey guys, what is up? Sci-Hi here, back for another little ladder grind session. We are still on the Enchantress deck, still on the Enchantress strategy. Still liking it a lot, still feel it's very strong, even though I haven't played with it that much. But we're going to rock it out again today. As always, I will have a link to the deck list and analysis in the description. But before we begin, I just want to show you a couple small changes to the deck that I have made for this session at least. I was on the fence kind of thinking that lately, talking on Twitter and such other places about 2 copies of Leyline of Sanctity maybe just being one too many, because it doesn't do anything in multiples, and well, really that's the main reason. But I feel there's a better opportunity with another card. A lot of things I thought about replacing it could have been even a second copy of Approach of the Second Sun, another Banishing Light Borrowed Time type effect, which is very good against a lot of decks. We're going to get value out of this, and it is an enchantment. So I've actually just kind of forgot about another form of exiling that we have in enchantment form, in Ixalan's Binding. And this card is pretty dope. It's like a Meddling Mage effect against our opponent. Once we exile a non-land permanent, they can't cast that card again. So this could even be really good in the mirror if we can attack our opponent's Enchantress's presence, or hit a Sithis, or something that try to stop their card draw strategy from going off before they can really hit turbo mode and get too crazy. So we're gonna try this out. Of course, in the mirror match, it can be difficult to hit things when they have Sterling Grove in play, but nevertheless, this is going to hit a lot of different things in the format. So I've taken out 1 Leyline of Sanctity, and we're going to rock this Ixalan's Binding for this session tonight. Lastly, one other tiny change, I have gone ahead and added 1 more Temple of Plenty. I think the opportunity cost is pretty low for this. Getting another scry effect is beneficial, so we can find key pieces that we need. Can be the difference of life or death. Finding a 9 lives or a Solemnity to finish our prison lock, or finding just getting deeper to Approach of the Second Sun when we're in some of those weird situations where we're in the mirror match, we're desperate to draw it, and we don't want it like the last card of our deck or too deep. If you watched my previous gameplay video, I don't want to spoil anything necessarily if you haven't, but check it out. There's a pretty wild situation where this card is deep in our deck, and suspense kind of ensues the game. But anyways, enough talk. Let's go ahead and dive in. But once again, that last change was just another temple to scry, because 3 copies, it's not too many, and we have no 1-drops in the deck. So a lot of times we're going to be able to play, it comes into play tap land just fine on the first opening turn. And the scry effects in white and green, white and green, unlike blue, we don't have a lot of effects to really cheat and just look at the top of our cards and scry and stack our deck the way these blue mages can, that we hate so much. But I'm just playing. We don't hate control players or blue. We don't hate anybody here. In fact, in due time, I may even kind of move and try. I'm kind of interested and curious to try a more white-blue prison style deck. Also, again, running the 9 lives prison combo, but you can get a lot of benefit from having a lot of counter spells. Teferi is just one of the best planeswalkers in Historic, hands down. Maybe the best planeswalker, probably. Alright, we don't want to see Approach the Second Sun in our opening draw, or Sigil. Can't really play those. We do have a Sterling Grove and Enchantress's Presence, so and we're on the draws. It's a little slow, but not completely unplayable depending on what our opponent is on. So we'll let it rip. Hopefully luck is on our side tonight. We're not going to get blown out by some fast aggro deck to kick things off, but hope everybody's been having fun looking at the Crimson Vow spoilers. I've just started looking at them. Haven't seen too much yet for this deck. There's an enchantment that we can talk about later that could be useful here, kind of similar to the Sigil effect. But anyways, that's Crimson Vow. Let's focus on this game and what we got going on. So we're just going to drop our Sterling Grove. No other play. Our opponent is on Shamans, so 9 lives isn't going to buy us much time if they go absolutely ape shit and just puke mass Shamans into play. But we may want to just drop it here while we have a window. Being that hopefully next turn we could, we can search up for the other part of the combo relatively quickly. I'm just going to go ahead and go for it here. Maybe this is a little forceful, but so no, not another land kind of sucks, but we can drop another Sterling Grove and we can search up Solemnity at their end step, hopefully lock them out of the game. They appear to be struggling with lands a little bit as well, maybe. There's Collected Company. Rage Forger. These add up quickly. Gonna get us to 6 counters. We're gonna go find Solemnity now. Hopefully lock out the game. But maybe they're prepared for it. Maybe they've got Stomp, and they're gonna stomp our face. A lot of triggers. Doesn't this card just make you feel warm and cozy inside? That's how you do it. Sometimes it is just that stupid, guys. That's why it's called a prison lock. But yeah, so earlier I was talking about Crimson Vow a little bit. Again, I just started looking at the spoiler. I don't even think I made it to the red cards yet. I'm pretty late coming to it, but I did see that Hallowed Haunting enchantment, which is very much like Sigil. It makes spirits, but it does cost 4 mana. But I don't know, it wasn't too exciting. The card looks very similar in effect to Sigil of the Empty Throne. So we've got some action here. Only 2 lands, but we've got some of our key 2-drops, so we'll go ahead and keep it. By the way, guys, please like and subscribe if you like this in-depth, high-level gameplay and strategy content. The channel's just getting started here. It will help me a lot. I know there's a lot of shitty things still in the channel. It's going to be a work in progress. I know the mic sucks that I'm using. We'll play around. We've got a lot of upgrades planned and things to do in the near future. So any likes, shares you can do, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. That'll help me a lot. So back to the classic, what do you play first? I've got literally every 2-drop option right now in the deck practically. Our opponent's on blue, black, probably some type of control. So I'm going to actually go Grove first. I don't know. It's difficult. I've got a backup copy. I'm actually going to go Sithis first. It's so hard. A lot of it depends on what our opponent has. Interesting. Okay, they're on Esper Reanimator. So we would love to hit the floating Rest in Peace in our deck, or a land. We hit neither, but we're going to go ahead and probably Sanctum Weaver here. Try to start turboing out cards and mana so that we can cast more things and try to get more triggers off of our draw engines before they put some big nasty into play. I guess should be clear for getting frisky here with Sithis. Strange timing on otherworldly games. I guess it doesn't really matter. They just want to do it now. They do have a Dream Trawler in the graveyard. Definitely a juicy target to reanimate. They're gonna Banishing Verse, exiling our Weaver. So I'm going to just lead with a Spinner and shut down any possible counterspell effects. Assuming this resolves, I don't think there's a 1-mana counterspell. I mean, there's not to counter a creature spell anyways. Drop the Sterling Grove. So we have the combo. I probably want to try to land a Rest in Peace sooner rather than later, if possible. So I kind of want to search that up. So even if we establish the combo, I mean, I really don't know what their deck has for sure. And Dream Trawler could still generate card draw for them, even if it's not a damage threat to us. So I kind of want to go for a Rest in Peace here, at least in the next few turns. But we're gonna go ahead and just, yeah, how aggressively do we want to start going for the combo as well? I'm gonna try to just float out a Solemnity and see what happens. I can't counter it. Keep that in mind. Not a huge incentive to attack here, but I'm also not really scared of any flash threat or anything. I mean, what would this deck be running that's going to flash in? I don't know. Gotta have some balls to attack. But they're probably going to reanimate something now. Assuming they dump like Unburial Rites. Could dump something worse than Dream Trawler. Or more scary anyways. We'll see what happens. Double Faithful Mending. Digging deeper. Shadow's Verdict. So So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my rest in peace now. Just gonna run it. Just purge all of this bullshit from graveyards. They're gonna dig in response. Again, this can't be countered. They can try, but as we saw in the last video, it doesn't feel good when you try to counterspell an enchantment with Destiny Spinner in play. Again, our enchantments cannot be countered. This card is very powerful, and that is going to resolve. So we will attack again. Could get extra greedy here, launch another Sithis. Embarrassment of riches time. Yeah, we shouldn't get too cocky. I mean, they can hard cast things too. And I knew that they were running that, so maybe a little aggressive playing the other Sithis. But we've got a lot of Enchantress's presence that we can turbo off as well with our mass card draw. Yeah, guys, let me know in the comments if what you've been liking, what you guys have been liking. Crimson Vow spoiler
is upon you.
If there's anything you see that could be viable for the Enchantress deck or any historic decks as well, it's really interesting to look at how things might change. There's definitely some strong cards in the set. I'm not really too afraid of this, especially now that my Approach to the Second Sun is in my hand. I kind of should have considered getting the spinner out already. I don't really need to establish the combo per se. I mean, I don't know what they're running. I mean, they could destroy all enchantments and blow me out. It's unlikely, but I'm gonna go ahead and spinner here. So unfortunately, our approach can be countered. It's not an enchantment, of course. But we can consider playing that next turn and trying to win. We could also try to go Weaver.
You are a delectable snack.
So I guess this is a kind of a nuisance if once we cast Approach the Second Sun, we don't want them to get it. We don't want them to mill it away on the second rebound when it's when it gets put back into our deck, if that makes sense. So I think we're drawing enough cards right now. I don't want to get too crazy with Enchantress Presence. I mean, we're ripping through our deck super fast now. Now it's just
my dreams
dissipate mode.
Like smoke.
Not even gonna. Well, I'll play a Weaver, I guess, just to keep some creature presence. But we can start to kind of play at a little bit faster pace here. Try to close this game. Their writing's on the wall. They can tell it's kind of screwed at this point. Cool, broke into the top 100 again. Let's keep pushing. Again, you may hear dogs barking, other random noises, all due to this fabulous $30 crappy headset from a popular big box store. This mic seems to amplify sounds that are even up to 5 miles away. But no, seriously, guys, it's low tech right now, but we're gonna be getting, we're gonna get all the real shit that actual so-called content creators have. We're gonna the crazy mics that come off the wall. Could get a green screen, cut out all this background. There's a lot of dead space, but yada yada yada. It's baby steps. We just want to get on air and get some of this deep, high-ranked ladder gameplay delivered to the masses as soon as possible. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Again, like, comment, all that bullshit. It'll help me out. I appreciate it. It's free. I plan to just keep evolving decks, talking strategy, sharing my findings, and grinding the ladder with everybody else. Good times all around. So they are going first. They've got no companion or anything. Looks like they've taken one mole. They've got 2 drops, a removal, a draw spells. Somewhat balanced hand. We'll keep playable. Wow, another Sterling Grove. It's a Grove heavy hand. Hopefully this won't be too slow. Looks like our opponent could be on the dual caster mage combo. So this could be a really quick game here. Don't have a lot of action against this, especially when we're on the draw. Wheel. Is it gonna matter much? I guess we'll go Grove. I'm not sure how it's gonna be difficult to win this if they find the combo very quickly. Could be dead right now. You know, there's a 1 white enchantment, Console of the Authority, or that's not the name of the card. It's something like that, but you know what I'm talking about, where it causes all creatures to enter the battlefield tapped for your opponent, and you gain a life for each creature that enters the battlefield. That can help in this matchup, but it's not a guaranteed victory having that in play, because they're gonna dump all these dual caster mages, and then they're just gonna smack your face the next turn. So you have to find a way around it the next turn as well. But it can buy you time for sure, in my limited experience in this matchup at least. But I'm not running that card anymore, so I digress. So I'm just gonna go, I guess, land another. That doesn't actually make any sense. Land another Grove. Well, what I was thinking was I was considering, getting another Grove in play, because I want to try to get the combo, but that's going to be far too slow, because I go find 1 piece now. I guess then I have another Grove in play, but yeah, maybe Enchantress's Presence was the play to just try to naturally dig to it, but then I wouldn't have been able to. Yeah, it doesn't look like it matters. We're dead either way. It doesn't look like any of this would have mattered. The combo is just too quick. I have limited experience with the Neoform deck. I mean, I've played against it many times, of course, but I've not tried it myself. I used to think it was kind of a fringe thing that was inconsistent, but it certainly is appearing really deep in the ladder, so at least in best of one, definitely is a force. Again, I'm just making through our, just want to see an opponent go through the motions. It's not that long of a combo. They surely appear to have all the pieces, but there are weird occasions where they are locked with some of the cards they need in their hands, but not this time. They're going to exert this guy and attack us. 2 attack phases with tons of copies. Yeah, it's a tough matchup, I think. We really need to be on the play and gotta hit that combo as fast as possible. I think is the only way to really try to get around that deck. I think that's almost only the second time I faced it. The first time I did beat it when I was running that one casting cost enchantment, but opted to not run that anymore. But anyways, on to the next game. We're heavy on spot removal. Destiny Spinner isn't the best 2-drop. It doesn't really start our combo. It's more of a closer role in this deck. But we'll see what we draw. We've got 1 scry effect for turn 1, and we're on the draw, so hopefully we can find a little bit better action for the second turn. There's a Grove, and I'd rather see a Sithis or a draw spell, but obviously this card can search for enchantments. I think I'm going to keep that. There are worse things we could draw than that, so I'm okay kind of going conservative, and I'm going to keep Sterling Grove on top and draw it. Okay, so turn 2. Opponent could be on Jeskai control. So at this point, if they are, I think I would rather go for a Sterling Grove now than a Spinner. Because I don't want to just run this into a Lightning Helix. Although, excuse me, this does not look like a Jeskai control necessarily. They're running Spirebluff Canal. But maybe I should stop speculating. What do I know? I'm not really sure what they are at this point. It could be anything. So we'll just wait and see. And I still haven't played a card yet. Yeah, thank you, Captain Obvious. But so rest in peace. This is like one of those graveyard decks. I'm just gonna run out a Destiny Spinner. See what happens. It does have Shroud. I want to get our draw engine online. I guess they're just running all types of dual lands. I don't know. Is there anything I'd want to search for in this spot? Not exactly, I don't think yet. I'm just trying to kind of develop. I guess I could have considered going for a draw effect, being that we're not turboing out yet. That's really what I should have did, because they're clearly not on an aggressive build. I regret that. I wish I searched for a presence in that spot. Oops. So I can try and attack. I'm gonna run a rest in peace out there. I don't know what flavor of deck exactly they're on. If they're using their graveyard maybe for Mythic's Mastery or other shenanigans. So I'm kind of sailing in the dark here. I'm just playing cards out, not really knowing exactly. I'm pretty sure I played this person too, but who knows? They may have changed their deck. There's an unexpected windfall. Discarding cards, making a lot of treasure tokens. So they're really high on mana now. It's kind of dangerous. The problem with searching for a presence now is that I just don't have a 2-drop. Okay, this is what we're doing. We're putting Sarah's Emissary on enchantment in play. That's not good. So I can't remove this now. I'm gonna have to make myself, which all 3 of these are negated. I'm gonna have to try to find another way to survive this. So now I think I have to. Yeah, I maybe need to get a 9 lives here to stall the damage. Yeah, a little bit too risky going with a presence, I think, trying to like draw into it at this point, drawing into the prison lock. I could take some damage from it before casting it, but I'm gonna just establish it now. Just worried about it getting countered later. Especially now that they have killed my spinner, which was shielding me from counter spells, at least temporarily it was. I guess I'll drop a Weaver. I could take out a treasure token. How worth it? Is that actually worth it? Doesn't really seem like it. I mean, although I can't hit much else, and I'm not doing hardly anything else right now. It's kind of insane, but we're taking out max value. I think that's the first time I've ever banished in light a treasure token. Seven lives left out of 9. Unless we find another 9 lives. Go for 16 lives. How gross of a card would that be? You had to accumulate 16 counters. We got another clue off of a hard evidence. One that's on Indomitable Creativity deck plan, which I think is a really sweet, powerful deck as well. Another one I haven't really tried. I've tried a lot of various Indomitable Creativity cheese decks, but not this one exactly. So there's another. We could take out a clue. All right, this is cool. Now we can actually at least start drawing cards. Gonna keep drawing here. And unfortunately, we're blocked. Blocked from proceeding to turbo and pop off. So now we're gonna take. We're gonna get at least 2 more counters on our 9 lives. We gotta draw in. We gotta find Solemnity relatively soon. None of our stuff has Shroud at the moment. We've got no Grove in play. It's always something to take note of. A lot of times it can forget what the game state is and worry about things when you don't have to, or vice versa. But so just taking note that all of our permanents are vulnerable. Of course, they're always vulnerable to sweeping effects, even if they have Shroud. But just want to be aware of the game state at all times. Our opponent has protection from instants, enchantments. Don't really care about that so much. They don't have, notably, they do not have protection from creatures yet. So next turn, we could try to start bashing them. Potentially, right now we would only be animating 7/7 lands with Destiny Spinner. But maybe we find another enchantment to play that can actually stick. But no, it looks like they may remove it now. So that option is cut off for the moment. And it sucks we don't even get it back. We just get a stupid dinosaur if we take the Baffling End out. But I think I still want to. Again, I need to draw cards here. Gotta find another 9 lives can help buy some time. So I don't know what I'm gonna draw. So I think I'm gonna add white mana now and use the white mana to cast this, so I keep up some green in case I draw more green cards. Draw another Sithis, but I think I do want to actually just play this because I need to keep drawing cards. And they've had enough. They have realized that they can't fight through all of this 9 lives prison bullcrap. Alright, let's give it one more go. See if we can break back into the top 100. We've got a few more rungs to climb in the ladder. 106, so hopefully we can end on a good note. Don't hold me to it, but we'll see what happens. Final game. So they got Kahira, which they're probably on a control build. That sucks. That means my leyline probably won't help much. But I do have 2 draw effects against control, which could be good. So I'll go ahead and run it, I guess. So we'll submit Leyline in play. Probably not very relevant in this match, maybe in this matchup. Given these 2 lands, we are going to have to drop Sun Petal Grove first, otherwise it would come into play tapped next turn. Given that we don't have a natural forest or place. So, gonna go Plains or Boulder Loft Pathway Sithis. Want to start getting the draw engine going ASAP against control, but I really don't know actually what their build is, so kind of start making so many assumptions. But oftentimes a Kahira is, kind of synonymous with a control style deck, and we miss our land drop. Potentially, do we want to go Grove or Weaver to start powering things out? I mean, the Sithis is really important, but I'm gonna go Weaver here. I was thinking about, protecting it with Grove. Temple. Ixalan's Binding, that's the new card in the deck we mentioned. Gonna keep that for this matchup. That could be a handy tool depending on what they're running. If we could possibly lock them out of something. We'll see. I want to keep the mass card draw going. So I'm going to lead with Presence, I think. That's going to run into an Absorb. So I've got could only make 3 white mana. We can do a Rest in Peace or a Solemnity. Don't know what the deck uses. I'm just gonna run out a Solemnity for now. Draw another card. Never mentioned it, but I really do love the art on this card. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty far out looking. Love the colors of those kind of Theros, Cosmos, starry galaxy embedded in the artwork is really pretty cool effect. So our opponent recognized that Presence is good. They did absorb it last turn. I don't have. I am vulnerable to having things get counterspelled right now, but I may want to just jam another one and just keep proceeding with the strategy of just trying to draw as many cards as possible. Got a lot of spot removal, but our opponent just hasn't commit anything to the board yet. So now I can just Rest in Peace, another just proactive card. And this will be telling. If they want to counter that, then obviously they're using the graveyard in some capacity, but they're going to let that resolve. And again, we've got just all this removal locked in our hand, but nothing to actually remove. So I don't want to just. I could cast one of these just to draw more cards. I mean, that would be drawing another 2 cards. It's like trading a borrowed time for 2 cards. Is that worth it to just try to keep popping off? People are so locked on it. I don't know. I'm gonna go for it. Just to keep turboing out. Just not sure what our opponent's doing. Is this just a strict Bant control style? Bant control build? What have if we've seen a counter spell so far. Aha! They also have the combo prison. So I want Grove out. It's important. Get Shroud on everything. And I'm gonna go with another Presence. Now I could already have Solemnity out. Attack. Oh, right. So that's not going to do anything. I'm going to go Solemnity, draw more cards. A lot more. I'm a little hesitant to play my own 9 lives because if they have a sweeper on all enchantments and they use it on their turn, I would lose because the non-active player would trigger first, so my 9 lives would kill me. If they have like a Cleansing Nova, it's another card I wanted to talk about as possibly being a Mirror Breaker to cast. It seems so counterintuitive to want to destroy all enchantments in an enchantment deck, but this could be one way to win by killing those. So I'm not pressured to get 9 lives out, being that I'm not in danger. It would only be to be drawing cards right now, which I also want to do, but it's kind of dangerous. If they have a Cleansing Nova, I just die. But I'm not sure how else we're going to get out of this game. If they counter our stuff. Need Sigil. Could just hope that they don't have Cleansing Nova and keep drawing. It'll be interesting if that's how they kill me right now. I do have Grove, which I kind of forgot about. Derp. Could think about. Well, no, I can't win by damage anymore. So this is. I don't know why I'm overcomplicating things. It's sun or bust at this point. I don't want to draw too many cards, but they're just going to counter it, being that they're banned. So I think we could be screwed. Could also just be too deep into our deck. Kind of looking like that. There it is. But we have no way to prevent them from countering us. We're 1 mana short of casting it as well. God, that's a lot of cards to discard. So we're kind of sitting ducks here. This is why I am curious and kind of want to try a more blue-based prison deck, because the power of counter spells. And that's probably could be a counter spell as well. I don't have a way to win and get around these counter spells with this. So that's kind of sucky. Gonna have to go back to the card pool and just brainstorm how to strategize against a blue-based control deck, because they seem to be getting the best out of this enchantment deck a little bit. I mean, all right, I get no point in beating around the bush, delaying the inevitable. I might as well just run it out, and there's nothing I can do. Be shocked if they don't already have a counter spell at hand. They've been sitting on so many cards with guaranteed to have one. Yep. I have no way of getting that back. We only have one copy. Well, that's game. But yeah, that's why I'm really curious. Really like the blue-based builds. So yeah, no way to get it back. So this is an example of these decks. All they have to do is sit back, not show anything, and just sit back with counter spells. I love it. I had made a version similar to this a couple seasons ago. But yeah, it just seems it's just pure cancer. Like it seems it's even more controlling. It doesn't have the turboing out effect that this white-green version does, but the counter spells just kind of win this mirror where I can't execute my way of winning. But yeah, I'm not gonna waste anybody else's time. We're gonna call it here, guys. That's shows the power of blue here pretty good. But pretty much looks like we stayed kind of net neutral here. Maybe we went up a few rungs or dropped. I don't even remember what we started at, but gonna call it here. Again, guys, thanks for joining me on another little mini ladder grind session. Looking forward to Crimson Vow in a couple days. Please don't forget to tap that like button, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to y'all later. Good luck on the ladder. Peace.